Jeremy Weiss owns WeissTech Hockey, which is a going concern for hockey camps and hockey coach training. He operates out of Salt Lake City, I think, and apparently lives and breathes hockey and hockey training. Now, he already has an active and successful YouTube channel where he touts hockey training products to coaches. One of the challenges Jeremy wants to tackle is to make his drill videos more interesting and engaging, and was also looking to add to the shareability of the Screenflow videos on YouTube. Jeremy's got a lot of activity on his YouTube channel already, and whenever he uploads a video, he basically sends it out to his email list of subscribers plus his subscribers on the actual YouTube channel. So as a result, he gets a lot of views on each video. So in my opinion, he's already right there. He's putting out some quality content. Here's a look at a typical hockey drill video he uploads.
Here's what happens at this point.
And as you can see, he uses a drill program that actually plays on a PC, and so he records it on his Mac using a bridge program. That's fine, I do that too. Okay, now these do get a little technical, and with some of the ones that I saw, although he's very well spoken, they become somewhat stale, at least visually, because they're too static. Flat screen, and you're basically drawing on a diagram. So one of the things I recommended is to add non-static movements to the rink. So Jeremy, if you just use a few different angles and maybe every 30-45 seconds do some sort of rotation, perhaps even adding a sound effect, you can add some visual interest and perhaps even allow for focus shifting from one end of the rink to the other. And that layout in Screenflow, pretty simple. I know you can handle that. Another thing is that you make a lot of different videos, some with live video and others with instruction and a webcam. But I really urge you to get a standard branded background that you can use in all the videos, no matter what they are. I'd also like to see you mix up your lessons, adding further display options where you can summarize your drills and practice. Because one of the things I noticed, and even as a hockey player myself, was that during some of the longer drills, I lost track of the steps and could have used something like this to sort of help me, focus back on exactly, what step you're on and what you're explaining at that stage. So therefore, you can zoom in and out of these alternate views, coming in and out to the steps and then focusing back in on the rink. I like that idea. It adds for, like I said, non-static movement. Plus, when you're getting into the nitty-gritty detail of the lessons, you can do a little recap here by using those subtitles. And again, once you have that background, that's really easy to do in Screenflow because you're just adding text alongside your lessons. Okay, now as for the shareability, I think getting your comments and YouTube video activity up is key to that. One thing that Jeremy and I discussed beforehand is that he thought the competitive level among hockey coaches kept them from, community involvement and sharing too much with other hockey coaches. Personally, I was in a similar spot myself with my poker videos, offering lessons or drills, if you will, to very competitive poker players who, if we're at the same table, they would likely have a hate-on for each other. So I think you can get around that. It's still a worldwide market, and there is a huge level of anonymity to it, and especially with commenting, where your YouTube ID would potentially mean nothing to other people reading your comments. Now, once comments start on your video, they can last for years, and I feel this is really what you need to concentrate on. So one of the ideas I might suggest is to get viewers talking about hockey, and as a suggestion, you can use something corny like Weiss Guy Hockey Trivia. Just make sure to be consistent every time you post something like this, because people will remember that name and phrase and, be able to search for you much easier. For example, I noticed you analyze the Winnipeg Jets forechecking drills in a video. Well, that would be a great spot to add a Jets trivia question, and you can even do it right here in the middle of one of your drills. Take a few seconds out to ask a trivia question, and then, make sure you're telling the people to answer in the comments section. You don't actually have to write the question right in Screenflow like I have here. You can leave that area blank and then add an annotation via YouTube later on. This will allow you to basically change this question whenever you want, just to keep the comments coming in. By the way, the idea of using NHL teams and players like you did in that example was one of the things that I was going to suggest before I found this, so you've already done that. But I really think you should push that concept to the limit. Pick out players and videos and content that's already on the net, and don't be afraid to get controversial. Controversy spurs comments. And if you can get a few people even going back and forth in your comment section, that is golden for your drill videos to rank in YouTube, let me tell you. I also think in your clips you should just start bang on right with the NHL video just by saying something like, hey guys, watch this video and I want you to keep an eye on Dustin Byfuglien here shooting right from the point. And then you can go into, say, pointing out an error or a mistake, or who should have done what, following that play. For example, here's a play that I took from YouTube, and while that's playing, I'd also like to say that there's no need to be particular about screen size here. Just clip it, run with it, leave the title. You don't have to have that perfectly square to your frame. You don't want to get bogged down in video production details where everything has to be perfectly square. Now, I was also thinking, along with the branded background, that you could use your own customized transition. And here I fabricated a puck in Photoshop with your logo on it. And this is something you can use for your screen changes. Just helps with branding and clarifies those, chapter changes, especially on your longer videos. And I think that's going to get pretty important because they do tend to stretch out a bit. So as an example, all you would have to do here is add transitions to your main subject line and then match, that same location to the transition of your puck coming in. And it's coming in the same way, but just from the other side of the window. And basically you're creating this movement. Everything's moving at one, but that is a complete transition while your branded background stays in position. Perfect. Okay, now another thing in regards to the Weiss Guy trivia and hockey talk perhaps, since you send out an email when you release a new video, you can increase participation in your broadcast message by adding comment incentives. I've actually offered cash prizes and software discounts and found that to be really successful in getting a lot of social participation in your videos. Once that starts, you're really sort of setting up conversations with themselves in your comment sections. That's perfect. Keep in mind that a lot of YouTube users join their YouTube accounts to their Facebook or Twitter pages, and so whenever they do make a comment, that comment gets fed to their other social feeds, and that is great traffic. That's actually instant sharing on the internet, and it's going to their social streams as well. That's just what happened here when I commented on your video the other day. And as you can see, it showed up in my stream. Now, another important thing to do is to start commenting on other videos. In particular, those really popular NHL clips that have a lot of comments already and they have recent activity. What you're going to find is that you're going to start making a lot more connections on YouTube and you're going to be getting more subscribers, which also means you should be subscribing to other hockey-minded YouTube channel owners. But again, you want to stir up a little controversy, so you can say things like, but we cover this in a half-day session in our summer camps, or we discuss this in an entire chapter in our hockey drills download. Any hockey coach or trainer is going to key into that and start checking you out. Gotta say, otherwise, Jeremy, I see you picking up a few things from the ComboCasting series already and implementing them, including your logo on the drill sheet. That was really good. That's great, but honestly, I think your videos are good enough to leave alone, and maybe just add something new with each production. You're really doing great, and a lot of people would, they'd kill to change YouTube channels with you right now. So really, just keep it up, and I hope the few points that I've added can really add to your Screenflow makeover, which is already in progress, I can see. All right, take care. Talk to you soon. Ciao.